The motel sign buzzed like an insect in a jar, and rain stitched bright lines across the empty lot. Emily found the key lying in a puddle, a cheap plastic tag that read 17, as if the room had already chosen her. No cars idled, no clerk waited at the window, and the highway muttered like a tired throat. She turned the tag over and saw scratches that looked like teeth marks. She hesitated, then pocketed it. Room 17 opened without resistance. The air was stale and metallic. Cigarette smoke drifted from a still warm ashtray, and the sheets had the shape of a body someone forgot to fold away. The fan ticked once every few seconds, like a quiet metronome. She called out, but her voice came back thinner, like the room had eaten everything soft and returned only the bones. On the nightstand, a half-full glass of water kept a ring of sediment like a tide line. Her phone showed 0 bars, no Wi-Fi, no time. Yet a message appeared as if written inside the glass. "Welcome back, Emily. Close the door." The words felt like a hand on the small of her back. She pushed the door until the latch ceded with a heavy mechanical sigh. The same instant, the knob turned from the hall side. Slow, testing, she held still. A distant set of footsteps drifted away, then returned, then stopped directly outside, not breathing, not leaving. She braced a chair under the handle, then looked through the window. The glass did not show the lot. It reflected a corridor lit by ceiling bulbs, each flickering in a different rhythm. A shape moved between doors and left no shadow. When she blinked, the reflection stared back a beat too late. She thought, "I should run." But the floor felt soft under her shoes, as if the carpet were floating on black water. When she looked down, the fibers parted like reeds. Her phone vibrated again with a second message that she had not asked for. "Lie down, pretend to sleep. If you move, they will move closer," she whispered. "No." The fan ticked twice. Something shifted beneath the bed, pressed upward, and the mattress sighed like a mouth. She kept breathing, she kept breathing, she kept breathing, she kept breathing, she kept breathing. She listened for silence, she listened for silence, she listened. She froze. The chair under the handle creaked an inch as the door nudged from outside. Emily reached for it and felt a difference in the wood, as though the grain had been twisted when no one watched. She set her ear to the door. What came through was not breath, not fabric, but the slurred rhythm of lips counting, a dozen voices threading one word through all the others. 17, 17, 17. The window showed the hallway more clearly now, as if the glass had learned how to behave. Every door in that mirror corridor was marked 17. Some were shut with the frail calm of sleep. Some hung open, some were missing entirely, and she could see only a black slot in the drywall filled with depth. Her phone, bright as a fish scale, lit her knuckles. A new text wrote itself in her tone, lowercase, rushed, like a copy of her thinking. "Lie flat and breathe slow. Pretend. If they think you are asleep, they count softer." She lay on the bed. The mattress had a second heartbeat. It was not in time with her own. Something pressed the covers along her thigh and stopped there, warm through the fabric. She kept her eyes shut, because the text had said as much, and because looking had never once changed what waited. The counting outside thinned, until it became a dry brushing sound. A key scraped the lock and failed to turn. Another key tried. Another. A small laugh exhaled through the keyhole. The chair moved again. The fan ticked. She could taste dust and old rain in the air. On the TV screen, a small white dot burned in the center, then widened into static, then into a hallway camera view. She saw herself from above, a pale figure in the bed, and the door in the image flexed inward as if made of skin. Her phone buzzed with a final instruction: "Do not answer if they knock your name." She listened for silence. She listened for silence. She kept very still. She froze. They did not knock her name. They hummed it. The syllables folded until Emily sounded like a door hinge. She could stand it no longer. She sat up and faced the TV. The static slid like snow off a roof, revealing a tape of the room from yesterday or tomorrow. In the recording, she came in, shook rain from her sleeves, and smiled at someone just outside the frame. That smile was wrong, a practiced, borrowed thing that did not belong to the bones behind it. The camera panned, slow, attentive. It showed an open bathroom, the mirror fogged, the sink running. In the fog writing, letters appeared as if breathed there by a careful child. She finally came back. The U of the sentence was missing. She waited for it to appear. It did not. From under the bed rose a scraping like damp matches being struck. Dust moved as if full of insects. She slid her feet back up so nothing could take her ankles. She felt foolish doing it and safer afterward. A new text crawled onto the phone. Answer only if the knocks are in threes and the third one is softer than the first two. 3 knocks arrived. The third was softer. She said, "Who is it?" No one answered. Something whispered under the bed in her voice, "Do not open." The chair twitched. The hallway in the window leaned closer, as if the glass had become a lens. The numbers on the doors breathed, swelling and shrinking with each count. The fan ticked. The mattress learned her weight. She listened for silence. She listened for silence. She did not move. She froze. The bathroom light buzzed itself awake. The mirror showed Emily a half-second early, as if the room anticipated her. Her reflection lifted its hand, then she did. Her reflection whispered, but the sound came from the drain. The words were simple. Stay in. Check out is a lie. She wiped the glass with her sleeve and found another layer of mirror underneath, older, speckled with mercury like a night sky. Behind her shoulder, the door eased wider on its own. Cold air stroked the back of her neck. She did not turn. She knew that if she did, the corridor in the window would be closer than the wall. Her phone asked a question in a text she could not remember writing. If you left once, why is everything still wet? She did not answer. The faucet coughed and spat up a metal washer. It rang in the basin like a coin promised and withdrawn. On the counter lay a Motel notepad. The first page was blank. The second bore deep grooves, the imprint of a message written and torn away. She shaded it with the side of the pencil. The words surfaced. You signed. You signed. You signed. The door to the room opened all the way. Keys jingled. Someone, alive and wet with rain, stepped onto the carpet and paused. She stood very still, feeling the mirror think about her, and the bed think about him. She listened for silence. She listened for silence. She listened for silence. She listened. He said, "Hello?" like a person who does not want to startle a sleeping dog. He carried a suitcase by its throat. He set a second key on the nightstand, identical to hers except for a fresher tag. The cigarette in the tray had not gone out. He frowned, looked up at the TV, then at the mirror, then at the window that showed a hallway instead of a lot. He did not see her. Emily tried to speak and found that her voice had sunk a little below the floor, like a quarter that rolls to the baseboard and vanishes. She waved, her hand moved. In the mirror, her hand did not. The mirror version smiled at him with the wrong mouth. The counting outside returned like tied around stilt legs, 17 braided through the carpet, around his shoes, into the chair under the handle. His phone lit. He read something and nodded as though instructions had been simple. Wait. Lie down. Pretend. He sat on the edge of the bed. The mattress rearranged its memory to hold him. Emily understood what the room wanted. It did not trap people so much as convert them into furniture that remembers. She backed toward the bathroom, but the air grew viscous, and her steps left hollows that did not rise. The TV showed the door shutting, then replayed it, then reversed it. The door shut again. The keys jingled once. In the mirror, she watched her reflection raise a finger to her lips, the sh shaped like a hook. Outside, the corridor hushed to listen. The fan ticked once more, approving. The room had a news story now, and she was part of its walls. She listened for silence. She listened for silence. She stayed very still. She waited.